Hello and welcome to the Let's Play. Today we're going to be playing Epic Mega Ramp. It's a Fortnite rocket racing creator map. Off the start, huge amount of boost, and it's just like a bunch of these hills. This carries on for kind of an excessively long time. Like, it's kind of cool at first because you get all these like boosts, you know, like jumping, and then I was trying to figure out the system of like maximizing my boost during this race, and then I realized this kind of goes on like forever, and there's like 3 laps, and each one of these laps ended up somewhere around the like 7-minute mark. So definitely a race that you're gonna put a lot of time into if you make an attempt at it. I'm gonna fast forward here. So after you get through all those hills, they introduce some of these like red glowing orbs, which makes it really hard to hit these boost pads, and all the orbs are kind of placed in like, I feel like places where you would land. Like, I kept thinking as I was falling during this play, like there's gonna be an orb right below me, so I'd like dodge out of the way, and then sure enough there was like always like an orb wherever I was gonna land at. It's slightly more interesting, but not terribly more, and it just goes on like this for quite some time. And yeah, we're gonna fast forward a little bit more. Finally clear out all of these orbs, and we have these giant like tracks of boost, which makes it a little more fun, except for like the little mini jumps. So the ones on the flat are cool, but then the ones on the tops of the hills are like really hard to hit, which I'll get back to you more on that later on in the video, but I wanted to go through each little section first. Alright, in this next spot, we have kind of the same hill structure, but this time you're in a tunnel. And there's all of these giant windmills, which initially I thought you had to like dodge the blades, which I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, it's not just like straightforward. However, I learned later on in the race that the blades don't do anything. They don't matter, so it's there's like no reason to dodge them. You can just drive straight through them, doesn't matter. One of the trickier parts in this particular tunnel is I was like, I think I can maximize the speed if I like jump up to the top of the tunnel and then ride it like upside down. However, the problem is like you don't stick. So like in this next one, I'm like on the top and it just crashed because my car doesn't stick to the top, it just dives right off. So I abandoned that strategy pretty quickly. Now we're finally out of the tunnel, and we are same exact structure as before. It's just a bunch of jumps. This one has these giant like boost pads tracks, so it's kind of cool because you get to go a little faster, and then just like hopping from track to track, trying to hit all of these boosts. However much like in the rest of this track, it just kind of goes on for way too long. Like initially you're like, it's like super cool, I can go super fast, but then the novelty kind of like wears off super fast because it's just the same thing like over and over and over. In this section they added some rings, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe it's like some kind of in-air boost or like point thing or an experience gain, and they don't do anything. So yep. Now we're finally at the end, so we super boost into this warp gate, which takes us back to the beginning. Now I did realize on this second lap, as you're coming up on these jumps, in order to hit all the tracks on both the launch and the very top, it's like it makes it more optimal to boost down as soon as you get to the top part. And same pretty much with all of those like super steep hills that have the boosts on the top. Pretty much the only way you can get the maximum amount of these boosts, which if you're trying to win this race, then I feel like that's like one of the best strategies to do it. And now I'm just gonna fast forward to the third lap, and I'll let that play out if you guys wanted to watch the whole race unedited. And feel free to like this video or subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you enjoyed it. If you like this video or